everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the eCom Sellers podcast. I have with me my co-host, my partner in crime,
Kelly, the eCom mom board.
And Kelly and I are here every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to talk with you about e-commerce news, tips, and more. So with that, Kelly, what have you been up to?
Stuff. Trying to keep a track with my mom. They have put my grandfather on hospice care. She's flown up to Pennsylvania to be with him, and so she's just sending us information about how it's going and everything.
I'm sorry to hear that. I will continue to pray for your family in that situation. So sorry to hear that. Hospice is not easy at all, ever. Prayers go out to you and your family. I'm just trying to stay cool.
Yeah, that too.
This stupid weather. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't think it's ever been this bad. Even when they go back and look at the records, like the number of consecutive days at this level of high heat is insane.
Yeah, and I think the HOA has decided that they're not going to complain about anyone's lawn because
you can't mow your lawn.
It's too hot.
You can't mow.
Unless you're mowing at 2 a.m. in the morning, and no one wants that.
No, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Yeah, it's watering your lawn, all of that crap. The HOAs can just go take a big giant middle finger, go sit in a tree, as Nikki would say. But anyway, so Kelly and I are going to talk to you. Today's topic, when we talk about e-commerce news, tips, and more, today's topic is preparing for Q4. So if you haven't begun that journey of preparing for Q4, we're going to talk about it a little bit today. With that, I'm going to let Kelly take the floor and talk about the news. And then afterwards, I'll talk a little bit about the news. And then we will talk about the tips for Q4.
So all right. There wasn't too much news this week that I saw. Let's see. Amazon is showing some U.S. customers parts of product reviews when they're shopping with their mobile devices that have been pulled out and AI generate. So you don't have to go through and look through all the reviews, even though I'm the one that will go and look through all the reviews if, because I'm like, yeah, the AI is going to pull out the good ones, but you want to make sure you look at the bad ones, So, yeah, that's what, it's a little something new. Also, they're joining with eBay and Etsy with offering sellers off-site ad program for extra fees, of course. You can promote your item and it'll be shown on an off-site ad. So anything, it'll be an ad that's not on Amazon.
Okay.
Etsy, they're expanding their make an offer feature. You can make it only on select individual listings. So maybe you're, preferring to, wait, maybe a couple of weeks before you decide to let there be offers done, see how the item does before, because, you put something up and then you automatically get a bunch of offers, and it's like, well, I want to see if it can sell for the price I put first. So that way you can, maybe wait, 2 or 3 weeks and then decide to allow offers. And you can turn it on and off, like maybe when it gets really busy and you don't want to, like during the Q4 and it starts getting extremely busy and you're like, I think I can't deal with getting offers everywhere and trying to do everything. You can turn it on and off. You can also encourage bulk buy. And also they're expanding the availability to all sellers who have their shop currency set to US dollars. So for a while, it was just to certain sellers as they were trying it out in beta, and now they're expanding it to all. Walmart's introducing a pro seller badge for top performing marketplace sellers.
Nice.
There's all sorts of criteria. It was like a long list of criteria they have to meet to get this pro seller badge. So I'm sure it's somewhere on the Walmart Plus back office thing. Walmart Marketplace. Walmart Plus is the Prime, whatever. And PayPal, a lot of people are not going to be liking this. For the PayPal debit card, no longer will you be able to use the backup funding from a linked bank account to cover, say you had $50 in your bank and you want to in PayPal and you buying something for 75. Well, you're not going to be able to use your backup bank account to get extra funding for the for buying purchases.
Really?
That's going to start September 12th of this year.
Okay.
They're also changing the fees for sellers that you for transactions paid using a QR code. Earlier, before, it was like a fee depending on how much the transaction was, and that's going to be a flat fee, depending what the transaction is. I think it's 2 point will be the fee. And I didn't see if it's already in effect, if it's coming up to change. I didn't see a date on it. Mercari, I just saw today that they're offering sellers a chance to get a coupon for listing. So you list so many, then you get a coupon up to $20 for us. I forget, if you list 30 or more items, then you can get a $20 off a $50 coupon. So if you do that, you might get some early Christmas shopping done, and save some money. And that's all I have.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, let me show my screen and then we'll talk about what I found, which is not much more than she found. So let me share my screen. I am so hot. I'm surprised I'm not shiny at this point. Hot. It's so hot, Kelly. I'm burning up.
I know. I got the dog asleep over here and the cat's asleep over there.
Oh my God, this heat is ridiculous. Okay, so the first article I have for you, and I got a lot of crap open, but the first article that I have for you it comes to us from Geek, and it's talking about a Seattle startup raises $1.3 million to help Amazon sellers manage back-end tasks. So Workflow Labs is the startup. This should be amazing. A platform which rolled out to the public in October, has about 50 customers and plans to expand. I anticipate that they will probably expand very quickly because we're going into Q4. So I think this is amazing with back-end tasks. I am working on something called Task Magic, I think it is, that's supposed to help you with recording tasks on your screens and things like that you can use over and over again. So we'll see how this goes. But I anticipate that they are going to pick up a lot of customers. So again, this comes to us from GeekWire. They are working on helping sellers with managed back-end tasks. So with all types of workflow and automation, which we love. So you might want to check out this article. It might be something you want to tap into as they continue to stabilize this and get it going the way that they want it to work out. So if it doesn't blow up this Q4, I anticipate next Q4, they will have more than 50 customers for sure. The next article comes to us from AP, and it is talking about Amazon, of course. Amazon is imposed fee on sellers who want to ship their own products. Now, here's the irony. So Amazon is pushing for people to sign up for Amazon Seller Fulfilled Prime. So they're pushing, trying to get more people enrolled in Seller Fulfilled Prime. And then they decide to increase the fee by 2% for those people who use Amazon Seller Fulfilled Prime. So if you're enrolled in Amazon Seller Fulfilled Prime, you're going to be charged a 2% fee starting October the 1st on top of your other fees. And of course, you have to keep your metrics and all the other stuff. So for me, it's not worth it. I'm just going to stay where I am and I will just do Seller Fulfilled. I don't have to do Seller Fulfilled Prime. Seller Fulfilled Prime with the Prime logo on it guarantees the 2-day shipping or sometimes same-day shipping, depending on where you are and what it is you're shipping. And so a lot of buyers like to buy stuff that has a Prime logo. But again, I don't know. I was looking at an article, but I couldn't find it again. It had to do with, how Temu is affecting Amazon, which I stay away from Temu. They're doing one heck of a job getting people to buy a bunch of their stuff. That's for sure. But
power of influence.
Yeah, well, not just influencers now. It's just because when you go to the Play Store, you go to the Apple Store, like they have an ad there when you want to install apps. They have all these little ads around the pages in which you are buying stuff. So they're just everywhere right now. I think they're going to try and take a little bit of the market share from Amazon this Q4. We'll see what happens. But anyway, if you want to do Amazon Seller Fulfilled Prime, two things. One, they want to enroll more people into that program. I thought I already posted that article, but if I didn't, I'll make sure I bring it up next week. And then the second thing is, hey, once you sign up, we're going to charge you an additional 2% fee. So you can do it if you want to. That's all I will say. You do it if you want to. I mean, it's not a bad deal because I know statistically speaking, there are some stats around having the Prime logo. So I get it. But anyway, so those are the two main ones that I found. There was another one, but I don't know where it is. So I apologize, guys. So now we are going to transition to our e-commerce tips. If you don't have a notebook and pen, please feel free to go grab one now. In addition to that, you should share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about the eCom Sellers podcast. Let them know about the tips that we talk about every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time so they can tune in and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love to have you as a subscriber. Let us know what you would like for us to be able to talk about in our next session. So you can type that in the comments or share it out with a friend. Let us know what you would like for us to cover. So with that, this topic is preparing for Q4.
I know it's not that far away. What, 6 weeks away?
It is not that far away because this is the last 2 weeks of August, with like Saturday not being, well, I think it ends on Thursday or Friday. Anyway, so we're into September, like right around the corner. Either it starts Friday or Saturday. I can't remember it now at this point. I have to look it up on my phone while we're doing this. But in any case, preparing for Q4. So Kelly, I'll let you take the first one.
Review last year's data. I tell you truthfully, I don't do this. I really don't look at any data. I'm not a data person. I just list and sell.
But do you recommend it to other people?
It depends. I think it depends on what you're selling. I mean, if you're selling stuff from the thrift store, what I found at the thrift store last year is not going to be what I find at the thrift store this year. So,
absolutely correct.
But if you're someone who does like Amazon and you do a lot of, items that are such, when I did, sell on Amazon, I knew what items I needed to get, because I remembered. But, if you need to take a look, oh yeah, I sold these Halloween stuff that, I'm going to keep an eye out for them, or go ahead and order them off of the Dollar Tree website or something. So, see if they have them again this year, because I saw them really good last year, so you might forget, you might, refresh your mind and what items you did sell.
All right. And I agree with Kelly. I mean, I think that looking at what you sold last year, or if you are a new seller, you don't have this data. You can always Google some of the hot items that sold. If you have some of the tools, and again, I don't recommend you subscribe to tools until you're profitable, but if you have tools like Keepa, or you have Chrome extensions, I think Helium 10 has a free extension, so does Jungle Scout. You can do a little bit of analysis with those free extensions just to kind of get an idea. It also depends on your method of e-commerce. Like if you're doing drop shipping, having that information on what was hot last year, more than likely it's going to be hot this year, because like people still buy Christmas trees. They buy them every year. Norman used to remind us of that. So that's not going to change. People are still going to buy Christmas trees. They don't want to go in the store and have to deal with that. People are still going to buy things. If you're doing print on demand, again, Christmas related stuff, Halloween related stuff, that is always going to happen. So as you continue to build your knowledge around being an e-commerce seller, some of the stuff that Kelly's talking about, you'll have that information anyway. But some of the newer stuff, you won't have historical data on that at all. Definitely, if you're a prior seller, kind of look at your data and see if that helps you make some different decisions. I would always encourage you to put this on your schedule to look at the data maybe around May or June and not wait until August. But that's okay. We are where we are. So you can look at your data now and start making some decisions at this time. And if you're doing wholesale, again, you want to get on top of that now. So look at your data so you can have more effective conversations with whoever your suppliers are, or look at their catalogs a little differently. So the next one is figure out what you want or plan to sell or offer this Q4. For some people, if they have a storefront, meaning they're selling on Shopify or some other, they kind of say, okay, I know I want to offer this or I want to offer that. And you need to figure that out. You need to figure out what you want to sell. If you're a brand new seller, you may not know what you want to sell. But I can tell you, just jumping into the fray, if this is your first time around, you can definitely sell the stuff that everyone is going to be buying. Everyone is, well, not everyone, but a significant number of people will be buying Halloween related stuff. Okay. And a significant number of people will be buying like a bunch of pumpkin stuff, fall stuff. And a significant number of people will be buying some Thanksgiving related stuff, even if Thanksgiving is a different date in Canada than it is in the US. And a significant number of people will be buying some Christmas stuff. So those are things that we know are going to sell anyway. So it's a matter of you figuring out exactly what in those lists that I just gave you want to sell or you want to offer. And when do you want to sell and offer it? Who are you going to get it from? Who are you ordering from? And all of that stuff. So you need to start working on developing a game plan. If you don't have anything pulled together, you need to start putting together a game plan now. Anything you want to add to that, Kelly?
Oh, yeah, because I've been coaching daughter-in-law a little bit. She's recently opened her own little Shopify store. She has an Etsy shop. She does crochet items. And so I was like, okay, look around, see what's trending. I said, go ahead and get ready for the holidays. And, because I know for her to crochet something, it's going to take longer than, buying something because she has to actually make the items. But it's like you need to make sure that you start looking at what the trends are, what movies are out, and what movies are coming out that might be something that people want to buy. Like the Barbie, everyone wants pink and such.
Absolutely. So start working on your game plan.
So check your current inventory levels. Do you have stuff left over from last year or not that you can go ahead and list and have everyone else does, even though my daughter works at Hobby Lobby, so they've had Christmas out for a couple of weeks already, and we've already been looking at getting a Christmas tree from there, but we're trying to figure out why these trees have fake pine cones on it, but that's a whole nother topic. So just see what you might need, and is there stuff that you sell year-round that you need to restock up on, or maybe it sells better during Q4, so you need to restock on it and go ahead and get a jump start on getting it ordered. So if you do wholesale, see the stores that you do arbitrage from has these in stock yet, so you can get them and get them sent in to Amazon or listed on eBay and such.
Yep. Check inventory levels. Stock up on your shipping supplies. This is the time to start pulling together. Now, this really, it applies to those people if you're planning on sending your inventory to a prep or fulfillment center. So I think the one thing that I should have put on here was like, you need to decide if you're going to go to a prep or fulfillment center. You need to get that locked in right now. But stock up on those shipping supplies. If you're going to ship it yourself, you want to start getting your labels and getting your ink and getting whatever else you need, getting your tape and getting your boxes or your envelopes or whatever. Even if you have a brand and you're shipping it yourself, like get your branded envelopes or get your branded boxes or branded tape or your labels for your business. If you're planning on shipping into Amazon, again, get your bigger boxes so that you don't run out, because we already know that there's going to be a second Prime Day in October. You want to start preparing to get your inventory shipped out to Amazon in the next 3 weeks or less. So it's ready and settled in and checked in for that second Prime Day. So prepare for that. But get your, scissors, tape, envelopes, boxes, labels, paper.
Bubble wrap.
Yep. poly
Air
bags.
pillows.
Yeah, air pillows.
I
Do
get those
not,
from work.
there you
Free.
go. Do not separate labels. Everything that you think you're going to need, whether you're shipping yourself, you're going to use somebody else to ship for you. Like even like I said, if you're using a third party seller, unless your wholesale supplier or manufacturer is going to ship it directly to Amazon for you, you're not going to look at it, which I don't recommend unless you got a different kind of relationship. You at least need to look at it first before it moves
Stock
on.
and time to stock up on the pool noodles because this is about the time of year they start going on clearance.
Oh yeah.
And those are great. I use them for shipping fragile items, the pool noodles. So, yeah.
There you go.
Determine your cash flow situation. Figure out, okay, this is how much I spend each month on subscriptions or in say, in the fees for selling on site. So I need to make at least keep this much back. I need this much for shipping supplies each month, and I need to make sure for inventory that leaves this leaves that much left, and how much to have for inventory, so you're not outspending what you're making.
Yeah, this is that time of year where people have so many challenges with cash flow because they buy all this inventory, they send it in, they're waiting for it to sell, and the plan is to use their money that they make in profits to order the next round of inventory. But if your products have a slow takeoff, the traffic is not what you're expecting, you're using more money on ads, whatever it happens to be, and you run out of cash, and you're bone dry, you just have to wait. You want to figure out what your game is going to be. Are you going to take out a small loan? Are you going to use some of these services out here to get some cash so that you can be able to foot the bill? What your strategy and your approach is going to be. And, for me, one of the biggest things to talk about is like selling stuff in the summertime and splitting that cash off into two ways. One for resources and the other for reinvesting in inventory. Figure out this. Right now we're at the end of the summer, but for next year, like that strategy has worked for me year after year. And that may be something that helps you, or figure out what your game plan is. Maybe you get, my business partner would sometimes get a, no interest credit card that you don't have to make any payments for, like, I don't know how long, 6 months, 3 months, whatever. And so she would do that if she needed to deal with some cash flow. But you need to figure out what your strategy is going to be once you figure out what it is you're going to offer or sell based on your method of e-commerce, whatever approach you're taking. And for some methods of e-commerce, you don't need money. Like print on demand, you don't need a lot of money. So you don't need a lot of money for print on demand. You just don't.
So clear out old, dead, and old inventory. So, hey, maybe you need some cash flow. Have a garage sale to get some extra cash so you can get rid of the old and bring in the new.
That I love. We talked about how to get rid of inventory. If you didn't check out our session, I got a cough now. We did a session, our last episode was on how to get rid of inventory. And so for me, one of our approaches is going to be, we have Third Trade Mondays here. And so we're going to be taking like 8 to 10 tubs to Third Trade Mondays in October, November, and December to get rid of inventory. I would say September, but it's just too hot right now. Oh my God. And then
108 today.
Oh my God, it's 110 here. And then we're looking at consignment events. Some of you are in cities where they have huge consignment events. We have 4 major consignment events that kind of rotate all over the Metroplex here. And so we're going to do about 6 to 8 tubs at the consignment events as well. So just to get some extra cash. As Kelly said, garage sales, getting rid of it. If you didn't check out our previous episode, definitely go check out the previous episode on how to get rid of inventory, because we give you a boatload of ideas. But clear out that dead inventory, get rid of inventory, rework some listings. That's another thing my VA has been tasked with, is reworking 20 listings every single week, existing listings, so that we can maybe get some traction on them or revive them in some kind of way, or tweak them if they need to be tweaked. So it's time for you to order or buy your inventory. If you didn't already order it, if you haven't looked at your wholesale supplier's catalog, if you don't know what you're buying, You want to definitely order by your inventory right now. If you needed to get samples, get your samples now. If you need to negotiate with any of your suppliers to say, hey, can you customize this, and how much time, how much lead up time do you need, and how long will it take, and what's my quantity, and all that other stuff. Like, this is that window to get all of that done. So you need to go ahead and start buying or ordering inventory so that you have that inventory ready to rock and roll. Again, with the fact that you have a second Prime Day going on, that second Prime Day is definitely going to impact all platforms. It's going to drive more people online to buy online. Even if you're not an Amazon seller, Amazon's effect on people buying online is insane. So again, this is your opportunity to be able to take advantage of more people being online around October the 10th and 11th, or 11th and 12th. I can't remember now. But your opportunity to be able to get some of those sales. So order your inventory now, place your orders now. Make it your priority this week to get the thing that you said you wanted to make sure that you were going to sell, the things that you said you're going to sell. Make sure you have enough quantity of those things. So going back 4 or 5 slides, figure out what you want to sell or offer.
So create your Q4 calendar and schedule. So I'm not a planner. I just list. But I have been listing more of the Halloween stuff, but I've been looking through my inventory and finding the Halloween stuff, making sure it's clean and listing it. I've been really attacking the Halloween stuff. So that's been going up. And also any Christmas stuff I find, that's going up. Thanksgiving, any of the fall holidays, I want to go ahead and get them listed so I'm not finding them 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. I want to make sure I have it up before, and hopefully I have it up, and I have that item up before someone else that was for the early bird customers.
What I love about the Q4 schedule, and I know Kelly does not do a lot of schedule, but she does do some planning, y'all. Subconsciously, you can hear in the way she talks about how she's strategically doing some stuff. She's doing some unconscious planning.
Yeah,
but
I just don't write it down.
The thing that I like about it is that we all know as sellers, like if you're doing retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, the amount of time that you spend in your business is going to go up exponentially. The number of shipments is anticipated to go up exponentially. So that time has to come from somewhere. So if you were previously working 15 hours a week in your business, you may want to increase it to 20 hours a week starting now or starting next week. The plan for that, where are you going to get those extra 5 hours from? If you were previously working 10 hours a week in your business, maybe you're going to increase it to 15. So strategic, figuring out where you're going to get that extra 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours a week to invest in your business. So that way, you're not you don't drop the ball on anything, and you're not freaking out when something is happening and you're like, okay, I didn't have a contingency plan for that. Emergencies are still going to happen. Things are still going to happen with your family. Sickness is still going to happen. Just random things that in life are going to happen. But having a game plan so that you can get back on track is always good. So start preparing for those increased hours. Again, when we do the annual planning, I talk about, okay, if you're going to work 10 hours a week, if you do 10 hours a week, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, towards the end of third quarter, you want to gradually start increasing that from 10 hours to 15, or from 10 hours to 15 and then 20, so that way you're ready to take advantage of all of the buying that happens in Q4. So this is your window to figure out where you're going to get that extra time from. This is also that window to request approval if you're an Amazon seller, or submit invoices if you're an Amazon seller. There are going to be some requests for approvals that you need to do on other platforms as well, but it's not as prevalent as it is for Amazon. So Amazon sellers, submitting your invoices or your purchase orders so that you can start getting approval to be able to sell in certain categories or subcategories, brands, secondary categories, whatever. Again, if you're a Walmart seller, there may be some approvals that you need to get, not as many as Amazon. There's a handful of small things on eBay And if you weren't selling in those categories before, you're probably not going to sell now. But again, this is that window. If you're planning on expanding what you're going to sell, again, going back 6 slides now on what is it that you plan on offering this Q4. So once you figure that out, then you figure out what you need to get approval on. So start that game plan right now. Anything you want to add to that, Kelly?
You don't think, I don't know. I don't think I could ever get, there's times where I got approved when I was out shopping.
Yep.
So.
Yep. There are times when they just automatically approve you from your phone. And so it's always great.
So do it now, learn it now, implement it now. This is the time to start. If you want to learn something new, you got to do it now and learn it now so that you can implement it now and know how to do it really well before Q4 starts. Because Q4 is not the time to start learning a new platform or a new tool or something. You want to learn it now so that you already got it underneath your feet and going good before Q4.
Absolutely. She is preaching. If you don't listen to anything else, just replay that part right there because you want to be settled in for Q4. We are not going to be riding a bucking bull during Q4. Your goal is just to steady, just stabilize your business and be consistent because you're going to increase your hours. Nothing like increase your hours and trying to learn something new at the same time. Nope. More of the same. Be on the lookout for deals or opportunities now. There are always deals and opportunities. I saw Barbara Draska, like the store was going out of business. She did a Facebook Live and she talked about going to go get all these boxes in this heat, but she figured out how to get them into her car using Tetris. Tetris is always our favorite term if you're a seller, because you always got to fit some stuff into some stuff. But somebody gave her a deal. They were like, come and get this stuff. And she was like, okay, I will figure it out. There's going to be a bunch of stuff that's be on the lookout. I have been seeing all kinds of bundle opportunities are great right now. Don't forget, like your Walmarts and Targets of the world are going to be putting stuff on sale and clearance because they got to make room for these other shipments that are coming in. Those shipments are coming into their back warehouses right now. They got no more space. They got to start putting some of this stuff out. And so they got to start clearancing stuff that's already on the shelf. So this is a good opportunity for you to potentially find some good deals if you're doing retail and online arbitrage. And even if you're doing private label, or even if you're doing print on demand, even if you're doing drop shipping, like there may be some times where it's just good to go to the store and get some stuff and flip it. There's nothing wrong with flipping inventory. So be on the lookout for clearance right now. Be on the lookout for seasonal deals, as Kelly talked about before, the pool noodles. All of those summer stuff is going to start going on clearance if it hasn't already started going on clearance. And so there's going to be a lot of opportunity for some great deals. So make sure you're ready. If you figured out your cash flow situation, make sure you're ready to jump on that. If you don't have a game plan, put your game plan together and then make sure your eyes are open because there's always something out there. Anything else you want to add to that, Kelly?
Also, I have this freebie alert app, and you can pull it up every day and find free stuff that people are like trying to get rid of, and you might find a really great free inventory to flip. And what's better, it's free, so it didn't cost you anything besides the gas to get it.
There you go. I love it.
Ping Farm. Is that from last week?
Yeah, but it still applies to this week.
For all of your new listings through Ping Farm to make sure that you're getting more traffic.
Create as many backlinks as possible because, competition is going to always be high, especially if you don't have a lot of money for ads. Ping Farm is your friend. Be consistent. Whatever you decide, whenever you create your schedule, whenever you figure out what you're going to sell, whenever you figure out what your inventory situation is, as you're out there looking, just be consistent about everything that you're doing. This is not the time, if you are a fair weather friend to, selling. Every once in a gray shaded purple polka dotted moon, you get out there, you sell 2 things and you say it's not for me. And then you get out there again and you sell 5 things, you put some stuff up and you do it for about 2 months and you say it's not for me. Look, we all know it has been proven time and time again that Q4 is an amazing time to be a seller. This is not the time to be that hot, cold, hot seller. This is your opportunity to be consistent and take advantage of Q4 sales and deals and traffic. And so you want to get going. You need to build up that consistency muscle, that consistency bone. You need to build that up and stay that way and just go hard in the paint until like mid-February, beginning of February. Just be consistent. It is going to pay off for you. And there are sellers that only get into this business in Q4. I used to train some moms who have special needs kiddos that they would jump into the business in August and they would get out around February. And then they would go back, the end of January. They would go back to their normal lives and then they would jump back into the business in August. And you can do that because Q4 allows you the opportunity, because there's so many people buying, to be able to make money. So don't miss out on the Q4 train because you refuse to be disciplined enough to be consistent.
Now's the time to hire extra help, extra staff, and figure out resources to pay for them. They're not going to work free. Maybe you decide, hey, I'd like to do the shopping and I don't mind the listing, but I don't like taking the pictures. So you can hire someone to do your pictures for you and pay them a certain amount per picture, or, you figure out a way to, you agree on a way for payment. But, you got to figure that budget out and go ahead and get that started going before Q4 so that you're not trying to train someone and do Q4 at the same time, because that's just crazy.
It's crazy talk. Crazy talk.
Like you said, nothing new after 10-1, right?
I said, yeah, nothing new after 10-1. I really want to say nothing new after 9-1, but we'll say 10-1. But yeah, I've talked about using the summertime to train high schoolers, setting up a deal with them, train them over the summer, and then, tell them that you want them to come back and start working with you for anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks. They know they'll get paid, but you would have spent the summer training them. And then all you got to do is when they come back, whether it's 10 weeks or whatever, say, okay, I want you to come back and work for me maybe starting the last 2 weeks in September for 10 weeks. That first week is, again, refresher for them. That second week is, okay, they're ready to rock and roll because you trained them all summer long. High schoolers are perfect for this, and even middle schoolers. They like to have a little extra money for the holidays. They like to be able to buy stuff for themselves or for family members, whatever the case may be. And so take advantage of that. Don't forget you have all of these shopping services now. So figure out what your strategy is going to be. You're going to order stuff and pick it up, or have somebody go and pick it up for you. And you've got software that maybe that's going to be your resource this year that does certain things for you. So figure out, what you need and how you're going to tackle it. This is your opportunity. We've given you a lot of stuff to think about as sellers. And so regardless of your e-commerce method, like some of these are going to apply to everybody, regardless of your method. Maybe some more than others, but figure out what you need. If you're doing print on demand, maybe you're hiring an extra staff person to help you get designs up, or to check for sales, or to push your listings onto other platforms. So again, it doesn't just apply to retail and online arbitrage or thrifting and flipping. It applies to so many different things. Somebody can be doing drop shipping research for you so that you can find more products faster, or maybe sending your listings through Pingler and Ping Farm. I could go on and on, as you can tell. But my point is, figure it out.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
And it might be just having someone come clean your house for you, and
yes.
Or I order groceries curbside pickup so I can pick them up on the way home from work, so I don't have to worry about going grocery shopping, because that saves me time. That gives me more time to work in my business. Maybe you hire a lawn service, even though my lawn's pretty much dead and fried out right now, but
there's a whole bunch of people's lawns who's dead and fried.
So it's not, like she said, it's not just in your business. Maybe you find ways to earn back some extra time by using those Instacart and such. When give time back so you can have more time to work your business.
Absolutely. So we hope this information is helpful. This again is not the be all end all list, but hopefully it gives you some things to think about. Hopefully it helps you to get more strategic and get really ready for Q4 and making some decisions. If you spend the next week or even two finalizing your decisions for Q4 so you're ready to rock and roll starting September the 1st, you won't regret it. You'll have a much better Q4 than you ever thought you could have because you sat down and made some decisions about the things that we listed. So there are more things we could add to the list, but we got to cut it short. We do hope that this information, like I said, is helpful. So we invite you to subscribe to our eCom Sellers Podcast YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, like us, share this out with a friend, let somebody else know about the eCom Sellers Podcast, and tune in for another episode next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we're going to talk about e-commerce news, tips, and more. We'll always try to give you some tips that you can actually use as a seller, whether you're a new seller or an experienced seller. We want to try and give you some things that will help you in your business. So with that, I do want to remind you that we do have the monthly recurring online eCom Sellers meetup. We were doing meetups before, we stopped for a while, so we're going to start those back up again. They are going to be the last Saturday of every month, and so we invite you to join us online. Let's mastermind together. Let's talk about what's happening in our businesses. You can go to swiy.co/online eCom Sellers meetup. Again, swiy.co/online eCom Sellers meetup. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about. Doesn't matter the e-commerce method, doesn't matter the platform. Let's just talk as sellers and have a conversation about our businesses. So put it on your calendar. Go register right now. We would love for you to be a part of this. I wanted to let you know that we do have we have 4 live workshops coming up in September, and we want you to come to Dallas, Fort Worth and come and hang out with us. We are in the Dallas, Fort Worth area. The first, 2 of the live workshops are about AI and some AI basics. Yes, there are AI classes online, and you can definitely take advantage of looking at those AI classes, and there's several things that are on YouTube, but this is an opportunity for you to actually get some help, someone sitting next to you, if you're a person that sometimes struggles with a couple of different things. Some of this AI stuff is complicated and some of it is not. Some of it is unique and different, and the language that's used is different, and the terminology that's used is different, and some of it is not. So if you are a person that prefers to get hands-on training, one-on-one training, come to our live event. It is happening September the 26th and September the 27th. So September the 26th, you can go to swiy.co/live AI workshop. Again, swi.live AI workshop. Let's talk about, how you can use AI in your e-commerce business and to help you to streamline or automate some of the things that you're doing. And again, second workshop. So the first one is on Tuesday. The second one is on Wednesday. They are the same workshop, but we only have 20 seats. So since we only have 20 seats, we're going to have 2 workshops. So you can go to SWI. Again, SWI. Again, we only have 20 seats available for each day. So we want you to come, rework your business using AI. See how you can use it in your business so that you can streamline and automate some things. So definitely join us. Share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about these workshops. And come join us here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're going to be covering a lot. So it does say 9 to 4 on the images, but it's actually 8:30 to 4:30 because we needed more time. Plus, we're providing lunch. So you're going to gain knowledge on the different types of AI, how they work, and how they can be applied to solve problems. You're going to develop and refine your prompts. For those people who really want to get better at prompts, this workshop is for you. And to even understand what a prompt is so that you can feed it into any AI tool that you happen to be using or you're interested in using and get it to spit out what you want. You're going to learn how to gain exposure to multiple AI tools. We're going to be talking about several AI tools. We're going to give you a list of AI tools. We're going to go through the exercises of conducting research using AI, creating blogs, articles, and content using AI, creating ad copy and social media copy using AI, creating titles and descriptions for your products using AI, creating images and graphics. You can use it for your products. Using AI, we're going to learn how to rewrite, repurpose, rephrase, and recreate content. We're going to learn how to use AI to summarize information, create reports, conduct analysis, use it for forecasting or to translate. Maybe you have some products you would like to translate into another language. So again, you can use AI to help you to do that and help you develop some plans and strategies on how to effectively use AI in your business, where you want to use it, where you want another person in that position or not. You're going to learn how to use AI to audit or whatever it created and how to use it to check for plagiarism. Most people don't know that you can use AI to check for plagiarism, and you can use AI to check for AI. Review and validate your results, and how you need to review, the accuracy of whatever the AI spits out. So the last thing is that we are going to cover some automation. So we are going to cover some automation in this workshop. We're going to cover way more automation in the print on demand automation workshop that we're not talking about today, but I just want you to know that there's a print on demand AI automation workshop that's going to be live on that Thursday. So I invite you to go register again, SWI/AI workshop. So I think it was AI live AI workshop, live AI workshop, SWIY.co/live AI workshop. With that, let me go to the next one. Did want to let you know that we do have the vending course this Thursday. It is a 3-day course. So everything you want to know about getting started with vending, everything from soup to nuts. For those who don't know, like I'm putting my son through the mystery shop. We've been doing some things with mystery shop, and we're going to continue so we can help develop his skills. But he's also going to start his own candy vending route as well, because of the fact that I need him to have some skills developed. And so he's going to be running his own candy vending business. So if you're interested in learning how to do vending and candy vending, you can go to swiy.co/vending101. Again, swiy.co/vending101 to sign up today for our upcoming vending course. It's going to be exciting and it's going to be fun. And that'll be great for those people who have teenagers who are needing something to do. So you could definitely use this workshop to be able to do that. Get them started. Let them run their own business. There you go. All right. So that's all we got for you today. My name is Nicole Whitlock.
I'm Kelly, the eCom Mom Ward.
And this has been the eCom Sellers Podcast. Tune in for another episode of the eCom Sellers Podcast where we talk about e-commerce news, tips, and more. Again, every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Share it out with a friend. Let somebody else know about it. And with that, we are going to say goodbye for now.